the world to us that all of our family and friends are here and that you're sharing this special occasion with us, or how do you say it? Simcha. I do hope you're enjoying yourselves. And for some of you, it's your first Bar Mitzvah, I believe. So I should explain that it is common to have flowers and music and catering at a Bar Mitzvah. It is less common to build an entire house for the occasion. I do hope Carter appreciates it. I'm not sure he does appreciate it, and I'm not sure I blame him for it, because for 6 months or so he's had to learn his parasha. He's had to learn to sing it so he could do it for you all in shul this morning in Hebrew. And then he goes to a party with 150 adults and not many kids. And to make it worse, you've all given very generous donations to the World Children's Hospital. And not to Rebel Sport or Xbox Fortnite or other things that some 13-year-olds might find more important. But at this rate, Carter's probably preferring his bris. At least at his bris he got to drink wine and lounge around without his pants on. Or was that me? But Carter's not like that. He's never been like that. Carter, for you who know, and I think you all know, Carter's the contented kid. He's got the calm demeanour, and he's comfortable in his own skin. He's the warm and good-natured kid who makes friends easily, he keeps them, and he does that just by being himself. He's the quiet and empathetic kid who is always more interested in what others have to say and how others feel. He's the old-fashioned kid who tucks his footy jumper into his shorts. He plays hard, and he would never, ever backchat an umpire or an opponent. To look at Carter and his movie star eyebrows, according to his mum, it might seem that he had it easy from the start, but that's not the case, and Caroline and I are to blame for that. At birth, we saddled him with a borderline Boganic name. When we announced that we'd had Carter Cohen Graham, it was Gavin Silbert who's here today, who said, "It sounds like a Washington law firm just opened an office in Melbourne." We sandwiched in between two beautiful girls, but they would rather dance and sing than do something useful like kick a talk or such things that a boy might appreciate. And Mum and I, we were both late developers, and so, mate, you may hit puberty before university, but it's okay. None of this has held him back. He is, in sporting parlance, very coachable. When Carter encounters a problem, he will think hard about how to overcome it, and he'll work at it until he does just that. I used to thump him in table tennis. I took inordinate pride in it. He was a shocking sport about it. We hadn't played for 6 months or so. He asked me upstairs to Grant and Debbie's place to play table tennis one night, and I knew from the first shot that it was on. It whizzed past my bat and he had that spring in his step. He beat me in straight sets, and I said to him afterwards, "What the hell just happened?" And it turns out he'd been away for 6 months at the Maribel Whitburn's house. The Maribel Whitburns is this purpose-built facility in East Hawthorn where they make big, strong, athletic Jewish kids. They had taken it upon themselves to train him up Rocky style, set to music, I imagine, until he had perfected table tennis. I know I can never beat him again. And so we will never play again. Carter, however, has never liked change very much. He was the baby who went to sleep school. He refused to succumb to the nurse's foolproof method of patting babies to sleep. He was the kid at creche who had to be prized away from mum every day, kicking and screaming, breaking mum's heart in the process. He was the kid at kindergarten who wore a Superman outfit for 6 months straight. 6 months straight. At the time, we wondered if he would be wearing it today on his bar mitzvah. And he's still the kid who would rather stay at home in his tiger onesie with the hole in the back and hang out with his sisters Umle and Daisy, whom he adores and who adore him, even if they cleverly disguise it most of the time. So, although he hates change, it was a surprise to us, to say the least, when Carter announced that he wanted to go to Wesley this year. He'd been at Yalek for 9 years. He has many dear friends there. He was well regarded. But I think he had identified that he needed a change and a challenge for his secondary schooling, and that's what he did. And he really hasn't skipped a beat this year, and we are so proud of you, Mister, and so proud of your sisters, Emily and Jason. When the kids were born, and I distinctly remember this, Caroline and I said that the kids would be half Jewish and half Christian. I'm still waiting for the Christian half of the deal to begin. This is entirely my fault, having avoided conversion when Caroline and I became engaged and then married. My world has since become steeped in Jewish people, institutions and customs. I consider it a privilege to be an active participant in the Jewish community through the large and vibrant Cohen family, through our dear friends, and through St Kilda Shul and Ajax Footy Club. But that's not to say that it's my community or that it will ever be my community. And for that, Carter, I envy you with your access all areas pass for all time. Whenever I sat and listened to you practice for your bar mitzvah with Brett Kay, the Hassan, and whenever I heard you sing in shul and receive a blessing, I've been struck by how in those moments you could trace your experience back through centuries, even millennia, and how you, Carter, you have an unbroken lineage and connection with all those who have done this before you and all those who will come after you in the Cohen family and in the wider Jewish community in Melbourne and across the world. Treasure that connection, be proud of it, never take it for granted, and on this your bar mitzvah, celebrate it. And then enjoy Easter and Christmas with the rest of your family. And you can choose what's better. One day I will take you to church and you will see for yourself how quiet and well-behaved people can be during a religious service. You'll be amazed. Of course, Mum will worry that I am becoming all born-again Baptist, and that you might too, and we'll wind her up about it, because that's one of our favourite things to do. Carter, as you become Bar Mitzvah, I feel I should finish by imparting some words of advice to you. So here goes. First, learn everything you can from the elders in your life, especially your 4 grandparents, who all love you so much. They have so much to offer you from their broad experiences and their different perspectives on life. Speak with them often about what's going on in your life and what is going on in theirs. Second, challenge yourself. Operate outside of your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to take a risk and try something new. You may find something you're passionate about, and you may learn something new about yourself. Third, and related to the second, don't be too hard on yourself. It's the thing that drives you, but keep it in check. It's good to do your best and succeed, but it's also okay not to succeed. No one who really matters will think any less of you for it. And finally, this is you boys as well, get off devices. Okay? Not totally, but mostly. Whenever you can, choose a book a ball, a conversation. You'll feel more fulfilled if you do. But Carter, the truth is you really don't need much advice from me. I think you've got it pretty much worked out, and what you haven't, you're smart enough to work out for yourself. So we are so proud of you. We love you so much, and mazel tov.